Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. So as a follow-up video on the Clifton Telebass review, we will be modifying this bass. And if you haven't watched yet our review, you can check it out on the description box below. The Clifton Telebass is a really cool bass, so I suggest you check it out. So today we'll be shielding this bass, but first, if you haven't subscribed yet to our channel, feel free to hit the subscribe and bell notification so you'll be updated whenever we post a new video. Before we begin, I should probably explain first why we are shielding this bass. Now you'd remember on our last video how noisy this unshielded bass can be and how it affected the tonal quality, especially when recording. The noise is due to external electromagnetic interference coming from other nearby devices, and the single coil pickup of this bass is acting as a receiver, hence the noise. To lessen the unwanted interference, we use conductive materials such as copper or aluminum tapes or conductive paints to surround the electronic parts of the bass and ground it to block those electromagnetic interferences. But you need to remember that you can only lessen but not completely remove the noise from this bass as it's using a single coil pickup. Now a single coil pickup has a 60 cycle hum which can never be eliminated. Alright, so let's begin. So the first step is for you to remove the screws, and to do this we'll be using this handheld drill equipped with a Phillips screwdriver, but then again you can use a regular Phillips screwdriver to do this. Now I'll be only using this tool to remove the screws because it's faster, but I advise you against using this tool in putting back the screws because it could possibly damage the body of your guitar. So the next step is for you to remove the strings so we can work on the pickup cavity freely. The next step is for us to remove the pickup. Now we can do this by removing the two screws that holds it to the body. Once we're done, we can now proceed with the removal of the pickguard, and we can do this by sliding it out as it's underneath the fretboard. Now we can access the pickup cavity and the patch cavity freely. Now we would need a wire to connect the pickup cavity and the patch cavity. And we will insert it in this hole, and it would go through this hole. The next step is for us to insert the wire and measure it to the desired length and cut it. And now we can proceed with sticking cutouts of aluminum tapes inside the pickup cavity. Now here's a quick tip. You can actually trace out the edges of the pickup cavity using the aluminum tape. In this way, you will have a precise measurement when you stick it to the bottom of the cavity. And with the power of audio and video editing, voila! This cavity is done. Now I used a box cutter to trim out the edges of the cavity of any excess aluminum tape. Now I decided to use small screws to secure the connection between the two cavities. But I need you to be very careful in doing this, as you don't want to be poking a hole that goes through the body of your guitar. You can either do this or you can simply tape it down using another piece of aluminum tape. I was concerned about shorting the circuitry of this guitar, so I decided to cover the exposed parts of the pickup with a strip of paper tape to prevent the ground from having contact with the pickup. Although I'm not sure if it can short circuit, but I did it anyway as an extra precaution. Now that we're done with the pickup cavity, we can do the same on the pots cavity. For the pots cavity, I'll be leaving some excess aluminum tape on the cavity edges, and this would serve as a contact to the stainless steel cover of the pots cavity. Now here's another tip. You can cut the aluminum tape in half to give way to the sections where there are protruding wires. Now we're done with shielding the pots cavity. Mine's a little crude, but I'm sure if you give it time, you can do better. The most important step in shielding is testing the ground connection. We can test it by using a voltmeter and putting it to continuity mode. First, we will test the pickup cavity. We will look for weak connections across the shielding, and as you can see, we have a pretty strong connection here. Next is to test the connection between the two cavities. We need to ensure that the grounding is stable for the shield to work properly. Then we can check the pots cavity for connectivity. we can check the cover plate grounding to the pickup cavity. And as you can see, we have a pretty stable grounding connection here. Once all tests have succeeded, we can now put back together our bass. As I've mentioned earlier, do not use a power tool to put back the screws to avoid over-torquing and cause damage to the wood of your guitar. Just use a common screwdriver. So that is how to shield a guitar. Once we have put back all the parts, we will test this on recording and see if the shield really did work and would make any difference. Hi guys, welcome back. Here we are to test our shielding, and to test our shielding we need to put our volume on maximum 100%, and we need to put our tone to 100% as well. And as you can see, our instrument is at 50%. Okay, now if our shielding worked, there should be no additional hum or buzz when I remove my hand. Okay, unlike the previous video that we showed you, when I remove my hand there is a significant additional hum or buzz. So here we go. As you can see and as you can hear, there is no additional hum or buzz when I remove my hand. Alright, so that means that our shielding is in fact successful. So that's it guys. I hope this tutorial helps you on your DIY shielding project. And if you think I missed anything, please put it on the comment section below and I'll try to answer it as best as I could. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe and share it with your friends. So that will be all guys. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video.